double heist with down two. Great call out there by Sonic. To the corner we go, and Fatal Blow is available. Had the mic go down. Put him in it. Put him in it. Baits it out. And Sonic Fox becomes your Final Combat Mortal Kombat 11 champion.
We believe gamers from home deserve an open platform as big as those on the road. With more events moving online, a better system is needed to give casual and professional players a place to showcase their talent. The communities of Mortal Kombat Online and the Mortal Kombat subreddit are joining together to create a better way for players to compete online. Introducing Fight Club, a revolutionary new way for gamers to challenge one another in Mortal Kombat 11, with automatic analysis of all matches streamed via Twitch on your PlayStation or Xbox. With the Mortal Kombat Online mobile app, send challenges directly to any player of your choosing with complete crossplay and cross-generation support. Compete in ranked sets with the ability to earn placement on our global leaderboards. Mortal Kombat subreddit members receive exclusive integration with special flair and season support to determine who is the best combatant. Fight Club puts the character tier list debate to rest, providing real-time updates. See which character will provide you the best option of defeating your opponents. Fights analyzed in minutes, providing players with their own tailored profile. Matches are streamed live 24 hours a day on MortalKombatOnline.com and on Fight Club TV. Verified streamer support available for well-known content creators on Twitch. Find matches on Discord quickly with a dedicated challenge pool and other matchmaking options. The Fight Club public beta at fightclub.gg. Register today. It's in a league of its own.
Alright, we are back again with another episode of Sunday School. Now, I had the thought about this one. Oh, why is this not working? But, hold on one second. I know that I have been trying to think about, doing character breakdowns and, so on and so forth. But I come to realize that not everybody has to wait until I say, oh, this is going to be the new bit, the new character breakdown. And I realize that I have to be able to, be on point with your guys' questions and saying, what do you honestly want to learn? Now, as I try to get this on here, one second. Oh, okay. There we go. So, I realized that I'm not going to try to do only, character by character each time we do this. So I rather just, answer any questions that you guys might even have, specific questions. So this we want to try to engage with the viewers a little bit more about certain tech and, how to buffer things, or maybe even like fighting game terminology that you guys don't even know about, or you guys keep forgetting, or you just really would want to know. Joey asks, how do you get the Jackie Brutal for the grease kick? I have it. I got it a long time ago. I don't quite remember where I got it. I believe it was through a character tower or through like in the crypt, one of her character chests. But I do believe that brutality, I seen it on the very main page when you click right trigger or R2, and the store pops up, and you could buy some brutalities with time crystals, and I believe some packs like a set, and it usually comes in those. I've done all of her towers. Like if I do one of it shows a brutal as an award, it just goes away. However, was it a season award? I don't believe so. No, I don't think it. No, it wasn't a. I didn't get it through there. I got it mainly through. It was either me buying stuff randomly because I like to do that. I like to do that through the main menu store. That's why I check it like every day, just in case I find something I like. But I know if you go to um, the brutalities, I know they don't tell you where they are, but I'm trying to see if you could tell me where I got it from if I got it. So, so this one right here. Yeah, it doesn't say where I've gotten it, but I assume that you can get it through. I get it through mostly here, like when I look for brutalities because I really like them. I get it through here. Like sometimes they'll have like a set. Oh no, never mind. They took that off. But usually they have like 2 each day. I don't quite know where exactly I got mine, but apparently it should be probably in the crypt. Once you keep replenishing stuff, I know they sometimes give brutalities. And then if not, I would check the store, or maybe trying to do like if you go to towers. If you've done all her character towers, I believe you can try to do like these random ones where it'll say like a skin or augment. But very rarely when you see one, it'll say like, oh, random brutality for selected character. But I honestly don't believe if a brutality was through the Combat League season. But if there's anyone in here right now during this, during this episode, if there is a character you wish to, maybe learn how to do a specific combo or learn how to do a specific thing with them, for all the questions are first come first serve. So if there's anything that you guys want to know about, please put it down now. I know a lot of people, including my, I got a lot of people asking me, "Hey, I've been thinking about picking up Liu Kang. Do you have anything about Liu Kang?" I have a lot because he is, one of my mains. So while I wait for you guys' questions, I'll teach you some stuff about Liu Kang, and of course how to beat him. First things first, you got to know his strings. His most popular strings is of course forward 4, 3 up 3, 4 4 3 up 3. Now it has a lot of pushback, and it's good on frames. There we go. Has a lot of good pushback. It has good good frames for cancellation. Like for example, you can do this. I know a lot of people are starting to do this more. Fireball, but you also need to understand is that this is a flawless block gap in and of itself. It's 3 mids and ends with a high. I know it doesn't say high, but trust me, it is. This can be poked out of. So if I try to, I think it'd be better if I just mirror it. I think that sounds a little bit more better to do. Let's see. Let's do Liu Kang with Liu Kang.
Liu Kang, Special Forces Desert Command.
Alright, so as I said before, this is a really big gap right here. So if I try to make him do the same thing, now the reason why I say it's a high but it's actually a mid is because you cannot duck underneath it. But you can interrupt after the third kick. Now, you can challenge it with another mid, but you gotta realize that you probably need to be standing. But you gotta make sure that you have a really fast mid to do so. Now, you can try to flawless block. You can actually flawless block the last kick if you time it right. Now you cannot do the third kick. I know a lot of people think they can, and like I mean, sometimes it works, but that's how MK11 works, to be honest with you. So remember that this can always be interrupted. The only great thing to your arsenal if you are using Liu Kang is that this kick move can actually nullify anyone's poke game. So let's try to make someone turtle a bit. Now, people like to do is when after they do a poke and they realize that it works, they like to do this. They like to punish with, you know, a standing high. But you actually get it with that. Because they, even if you get this, you can still get him with the high, but it's more better if you're at a good distance. Now, another thing that people like to do as for their Okazemi game is the back 3-4. So if I get somebody on knockdown, back 3-4. It has good range on it. It's probably one of the best mix-up games on Okazemi that you can have with Liu Kang. A lot of times to avoid this, I don't know if you're losing to it a lot, is mainly just to delay your wake up or up 3. Up 2, you're still gonna get hit by it. So if I put it to here where he tries to Rising Dragon, so if he tries that, you can still get hit by it. There you go. This can actually save you from a lot of people, but you got to make sure you got to time it right, especially when they want to get up really fast. A lot of the times people like to think that they're going to go for it. So if I were you, save this back 3-4 until you get a good range. Because from this range right here, he cannot do the up 3 or the up 2. And even after he does the up 3, you can still punish. Just remember this footsie game right here that you can go back and forth. Another thing too, some secret tech, I was actually, not secret tech, but a lot of things I was talking about with other people was the cancellation strings, which you can do with Dragon's Fire. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to use this Dragon's Fire right here, but for me, it has a good buff, because let's say if I do 1, 2, 3, right? You're looking at the damage right there. So, boom. Okay, it's that much chip. But if I turn this on, there's a lot more chip being taken. And it's not a lot, but it's still good. Especially when you do a cancellation string into the Dragon's Fire. such as like this. Okay, don't end it with the flying kick because you get punished. So you can do a lot more. You can also do the forward 4 into 3 and then do it, but I don't really recommend that because you're very minus on block as it is, and you're too close. Now you can actually interrupt it with just, if you try to do it, you know, fast enough, like just do 1 forward 4 then instantly into down back 4. You can actually fake them out with that. Then you can take your turn back and do another string. Main thing I like to do is back 1 2 4. And after I input back 1 2 4, I like to cancel, or I like to do the down back 4 immediately into Dragon's Fire, so the kick doesn't come out. Now, a lot of the times this could be your great mix-up game because this is a mid, 3 mids, and you can fake it out by going 1 1 1 2 4. But once you cancel, they're gonna think you're gonna do this again because they think, oh, he's gonna do another string of 1 2 3 or back 1 2 4 again. But actually, you can mix it up by trying to do like a low or maybe just a short hop into overhead. So, any questions about that? If there's any Liu Kang mains in here right now? What about anyone else in the chat wondering to, if you guys think about picking up a new character, let me know. I'll pick them up. I'll show you some cool stuff with them right now. If there's anything you guys want to hear about, or, you know, you guys want to know how to do. I know someone was trying to ask me how to do the Sonya ring cancels. It's actually pretty easy, but I want to see what you guys have in store, what questions you guys might actually have, because that's what I'm here for. Another thing too, people like to always depend on the low fireball a lot. Try not to do it so up close. Try not to do it so close or do it too predictable, because I know a lot of people like to do this. When they realize the third kick is being blocked, they don't want to do the fourth kick because they don't want to get, you know, poked out of it. So what they try to do is they try to do this. I like to do that. But the thing is, if someone tries to do that, oops, I messed that up. I'm sorry. You can duck the second fireball. So you're very -2 after you do that. Because even when I'm blocking still, the fireball still goes over my head. And it can be easily punched. So if I were you with the low fireball, I like to use it as, you know, a tool to pretty much zone people out and do like pretty much the zoning mix-up game, because people can duck this all day long. You can mix them up with this. He has really good anti-zoning tools. Like, his fireballs are actually really good. Please always remember to do the air fireballs as well, especially against airborne projectile opponents. Even when they try to just hop up in the air to do something, you can use this and then follow up with a flying kick. Because, let's see. I know this isn't Cetrion, but let's say someone is going to do like the Hell's Wrath thing. But make sure you don't try to short hop into it, because more times often than not, you can also amplify to get 2 to bounce up in the air a little bit. Also, too, you can actually punish somebody with just doing this. Oh, let me put him to where he's normal. So, always remember to utilize those tools. I know not many people like to use it. I know there is something else about him that people were asking about. How do you do the command grab? And what is the tech on the command grabs? So this is where we get in the meat and potatoes of things. This is where it gets really pretty damn fun. So let's put him on. He's blocking everything, right? Now, just like any command grab in this game, like with Kano, Kotal, Nightwolf, you can actually buffer these command grabs, which is down, back, forward, and an input. In this case, Liu Kang's is down, back, forward, 2, which is triangle or Y. Now, people always see this a lot. People go back 1, and then into it. Now, this could be a little tricky because a lot of times you can just end up doing that. But if you buffer it enough and train your fingers enough, you can actually get it down. Now, a lot of people like to do a down poke into the command grab like this. And a lot of people like to do a poke with the back 3. But I don't know why he takes so long to get up. Now, these strings that you'll see is right here. You might have to wait a bit after the string, but you also gonna have to, risk the factor of being poked out or being retaliated against. But always remember, like, these command grabs always work the same, because if you have a string where they don't know if you're gonna do another string or not, well, you can cancel into that and into that. It just takes a lot of practice. Now, the way to do this one, I usually have my release check off, but I have my button shortcuts on, which is, so everything is off. Everything is off. The crushing blow, held check, I usually have it on, but in this case, I want to show you guys that I have it off. Everything is off, and my input window timing is long, and my button shortcuts are on. That's the only one I want to have on. Why? Because even though 1 plus 3 is a grab, when they try to read the input of down, back, forward 2, which is this, it kind of buffers the same exact way. So when I try to down poke into that, I'm still holding on to down. So after this, I'm still holding down, and then I buffer my hands to go left forward or back forward. But immediately after I hit 1, I'm already pressing back and forward. So just to show this for scale. Okay. So I'm using a hitbox in this case just to show, the layout of pressing these buttons and the timing of it. So if we're going, so this is down. So back, down, forward, and up. And this is 3, 4, 1, 2, and block. So, in this case, notice that my finger is still on down when I do down 1. There, you saw that? But I have to immediately hit back, forward, and then 2. Immediately after I do down 1. So after this, I have to immediately go back, forward, and then 2. And the same thing with everyone else. The only one that doesn't need these types of buffering is Kotal, because his is, I believe, down, back 2. But if you do with someone like Kano has a lot of gimmicks to where he could just already do the command grab to the point where he doesn't really need to buffer much. The only thing you need to buffer is what exactly I just showed you. That you need to actually do if you're doing a down input, back, forward, and then the input. So for example, someone's blocking. So when blocking, you can actually do a 1-1 into the command grab. Now you can't do anything else into the command grab because I don't know why. It's just how the game is. But you can do the 1-1 into command grab, 2-4 into command grab. Oh. There you go. And I believe 2-2 wasn't, yeah. So 2-2 doesn't actually get it. You cannot do back 1 because of the fact of how much pushback he has on that, but you can actually do down 1 into the command grab. And it works the exact same way as Liu Kang. Down 1 and then buffer into command grab. Professor, I'm finally able to catch a Sunday school live. Oh, well, welcome, Venom Carnage. I am very happy that you're here. Welcome to the class. And if you have any questions, this is a hands-on learning episode. If there's any characters, moves that you're learning, like how to do easier, any tech on the character that you picked up, or maybe you try to make someone new. If you want some tips and tricks on how to use them, this is the time. Right now, I'm just going off random stuff of people been actually messaging me over the week. People have been saying command grabs and Liu Kang, but we kind of transition into the command grabs because I know somebody, I believe Lev Crouton was the one. So shout out to him for actually messaging me on how tips and tricks on how to actually do pokes or strings into command grabs. So you got the 1-1 into command grab. Now notice when I hit 1-1. When I hit 1-1, I'm already immediately doing down, and then I'm using 2 fingers to go back forward. Now for a pad, however, it might be a little harder because I don't really play on pad as much. So the animations are slow for a reason. When he's still in animation, I'm still able to actually go down, back, forward, 2. Let me do that again. I don't know if you guys can see that. Same thing with, you can also do the down 1 buffer. It's the same way as the hitbox. You don't have to let go of down and then hit down again. Sorry, it's really hard for me to play on pad. But yeah, you guys get the idea. I know this might sound a lot of like a little hard to a lot of my viewers and a lot of my classmates, but the thing is, it's practice. It's all about practice. And Jade Jack-O-Lantern is back. I see you're looking at command grabs. I've been taking a look at Rambo recently, and his command grabs seem pretty good and a lot of fun as well. That is true. That's why I believe with Rambo, however, I don't think I need to explain much on him because doing his command grabs is actually pretty simple. I would compare it to Jack's because a lot of his command grabs are pretty, bread and butter, very basic, and low execution to the point where it's pretty easy to buffer them. I know a lot of people have been coming to me with like Liu Kang's command grab, Kano's command grab, and I believe Collector's command grab. And I had somebody, I believe it was a student of mine, Jade Jack-O-Lantern. He's been actually wanting for me to teach him more about Fujin. And this is a really high execution character, which a lot of people already know. He doesn't have any command grabs, but as we're going to save that for later, I know there's a lot of people, when it comes down to down, back, forward command grabs, people are kind of, having difficulty with their fingers and, actual thumbs of how to, should they slide it? It's all about buffering. Buffering to the point where you're kind of playing around with, mainly with just movement. Anything that has to do with ducking. They do seem decently straightforward. Yeah, and that's why I believe Rambo is sort of solid, considering of how low on the tier list he may be. What about using command grabs on Wake Up? Are they worth it, or should I spend the bars, or what should I do with with Liu Kang? Okay, so with command grabs on Wake Up, it depends on the matchup that you're doing. If you have somebody that has a really good up 2 or really good up 3, it is not entirely best to do so. Now, with that being said, you also need to understand is that wake ups in this game are very dangerous. That even on knockdown, this person is probably more deadly than you think. So here's my advice to you, even if you're playing Liu Kang or any other character on the roster. When you get somebody on knockdown and you see that they have full bar, back up. Back up. This is your best Okazemi game. Now, a lot of people like to do this. They like to do a neutral jump. This doesn't always work. And also trying to jump over them doesn't always work either. Because you can still try that they can still try for an up 2 or an up 3 if they read it right. So the most safest possible way to do it is to back up. Don't try not to backdash because you're still in animation, you can still get hit. Now, I suggest that on knockdown, try ducking. Let's say I've been using Melina, and after special canceling into her command grab during a juggle combo and it whiffs, has it been like that? Usually yes, because the last time I led with Melina, Melina has been she has little T-Rex arms. She doesn't really reach as as we would think, and also her strings, they're not advancing forward, so therefore it can be really hard to actually get it down. I do love her command grab to the point where it can be, specialed out of a poke. Same thing like with this. But they have to be blocking. Now, if you interrupt somebody and it hits, remember that the command grabs will not touch. They won't do anything. Unless you pause. So, going back to the question of Sweat saying that, is it safe to do it on Wake Up? If they have no bars, and you see that they're delaying their Wake Up, you have a good chance of getting it. But that's just, being aware of their bar meter. That's why I tell everybody, when you play against anybody online or in a tournament or whatnot, don't only look at your meter. Look at your opponent's meter as well. I think Rambo is the next character I'm going to pick up. Well, power to you, man. I'm excited for that. Jay Jekyll and Rambo needs buffs, but he is a cool as character. Sweat Spectre, what about if you are the person being knocked down? What's your best option as Liu for waking up? Same thing with all the rest of the characters. If you have somebody who's going to constantly try to put you into a mix, like let's say Sub-Zero, Sonya, they want to tower over you, or if you see somebody jump, right? If you see somebody jump, you can still time it right by standing up and not holding on to crouch block, but just standing up to block. This is like your easiest option to do. Because if somebody tries to do something like this on knockdown, why did it not do it? There we go. So someone tries to do this, they like to do a short hop. Now, a lot of the times they're going to try to just do a neutral jump because they want you to press a button. Oh. But a lot of the times, don't try... Here's my thing to everybody in here. Don't depend on your wake-up buttons, okay? Your wake-up buttons are not always going to help you every single time. Try to conserve that meter for something else. If someone does a normal, combo on you, don't immediately just try to do an up 3 or up 2. Or backwards roll or forwards roll. Make it to where they're believing that they can tower over you and meaty a string. Because with that being said, if they look like they're about to meaty a string, you can actually just do this and, just get an actual good combo punish. So if you do this, bam, you can actually just get a combo punish, but only if you see something meaty out, like that. So only do those things with Liu Kang. He doesn't have good range. The only like farthest range he's got is his back 3, his forward 4. Now, the back 2, down 2, I usually it's not really, you know, essential to be using it. I usually do it after a string when someone blocks the what's it called? Like a forward 4 string. And I follow up with this because it does advance forward afterwards, and it's good on frames too. And as for the low fireball after a string, the only ones I highly suggest doing it afterwards is probably midway through back 1 2 4, because it's a mid. I also highly suggest doing 1 2 3 and then the low fireball. But the dangerous one is doing this one. That's very dangerous to do. Because I don't know if you noticed, but he's actually buffering to go back up again. Alright, what do you knock down? What's your best option? When MK11 first came out, I would almost always wake up 3, but I quickly learned to save my meter for something more meaningful. I still roll a lot on wake up, as well as delaying. I probably roll too much, honestly. Yeah, because if you're, like, you know, for somebody that probably competes or actually, you know, grinds this game a lot, they can see right through that. They see your game plan, they're like, okay, this guy obviously wants to get away, he wants to, you know, do options as much as he can. And when we see that, we're going to be ready to grab you. We're going to be ready to grab you. We're going to be ready to turn around in 1 2 3. You know, I highly suggest practice using your flawless blocks. Like, actually go into, you know, into practice mode and do this a lot. Like, have your opponent jump in on you, or maybe media string. See, like, I can't do it all the time. That's why I'm practicing a lot, like every day. But I know, like, when it's, you know, when it's online, you know, sometimes a lag spike can really mess up your flawless block potential. But they did nerf the timing of actually doing it. Because remember, on each flawless block, you are plus. You get the frame advantage. So even though he's supposed to be plus on block, if I flawless block and not attack, I'm still plus. You can get grabbed right out of a roll. That is correct. But that's what I mean, that if you roll a lot, like if they see you roll once to get away with it, and they see you do it again, and now you have no more meter, they're going to think to themselves, okay, well, the next time they're going to have meter, that I know that's what they're going to do. They're holding onto the left trigger for dear life, or L2 for dear life, so I'm going to grab them. Or just mixes in general. Wait. Oh, wait. I find back to down 2 is very predictable going against any decent player. Is there anything that Liu has safe enough for throw or mix? When it comes to a mix, if somebody is you're talking about on excuse me, you're talking about on wake up or after a string. Because the best thing you can do is try to cancel into something that Liu has that makes him plus on block. So the most safe thing I like to do most of the time that actually makes me safe is actually back 1 2 4. I love using back 1 2 4 because it is, you know, mid, and it's one of the fastest mids that he has. And you can fake it onto anything else. Now, you have this as down 1 or down 3, but I rather have down 1 instead. So if you cancel into that, down 1, because they're gonna think to punish. So they can read your wake up. They can also get a parry crushing blow. So that's why I highly encourage people not to use much of the wake up buttons per se. Only if you see them right over your body and meeting a string. Then I suggest you do a wake up 3, not up 2, because remember up 2s can actually be interrupted out of, and that's I didn't develop the game. I don't like it, but if somebody tries to wake up 3, you can actually do the parry. I don't use the parry per se because a lot of the times I use it on a different variation because of different circumstances. But with the parry, if you're on wake up, your best, easiest string to do on wake up after a delayed wake up is 1, 2, 3. It's your fastest string, in my opinion, and it's the easiest string to input. I wouldn't suggest doing forward 4 because again, it's 11 frame startup. But I mostly use the forward 4 in means of either putting pressure or if someone is trying to, right after someone down pokes or tries to, bait a down poke. So if someone does a down poke to me, I can actually use forward 4 and, more times often than not, it would actually catch them. Now, I highly suggest, like, when it comes down to using Liu Kang or like these really fast, hitting characters, if you don't want to play, if you want to play like the neutral game to your full advantage, actually the only person I enjoy playing the neutral with is Johnny Cage, because he doesn't really have much of mix-ups, but he plays the neutral very well. But if you are a mix-up character, like you want to put somebody in the mix, you want to blend them, I highly suggest using people like Jackie, Sub-Zero, Jax, Sonya. Who's another good one? Oh, Scorpion is probably one of the most well-rounded, good characters to put somebody in the mix. Nightwolf, sort of. But right now, like, I think the one thing that is very, very, very good for, MK11 as it is right now are people that people don't really actually know how to use yet, or, have trouble playing against, or don't really play much against. Like, I remember playing against Deadly Rebels Collector one time. I haven't played any Collectors within within a month to that tournament, and he whipped me with Collector in a very, very amusing way. So I highly suggest finding a character that you don't see on, I mean, if you're going to be an online warrior, that most people online don't really see. I realize compared to online tournaments and in Combat League, I get more experience out of the tournament than the Combat League, because Combat League is full of these type of characters, and then the tournament is something completely different. That's my biggest thing. I'll see a bunch of Shivas in Combat League, a lot of Sub-Zeros in Combat League, Spawns in Combat League, RoboCop, Rambo. I would even see like Jokers in Combat League, Shang Tsung. But in tournaments, I see mostly like Cetrion, Rain. I don't even see much there in Blacks. Cabals, Kano, Scorpion, Noob. So it's a very different atmosphere when it comes to Combat League, because to me, Combat League is just another form of casuals, just with rewards. That's all I can say about it. But for Jade Jack-O-Lantern, I believe he wanted to know what high execution can be used like, and some tips and tricks on high execution characters such as Fujin. So, his move list is very abstract and very strange, and I know this for a lot of people. But you also need to understand is that with practice comes perfection. So, you have his back one. Now, this gave me a lot of trouble in the beginning of Aftermath when he first came out, I realized that I was kind of pressing 1 and 2 simultaneously just to get this move out. Now, I understand there's a lot of times where people cancel it into this, but at the same time, you got to know what you're clicking. So, for example, with this one right here, if you put it on the screen, it'll just tell you right there: back 1 1 2 1 2. And once you're done with the input, you can put anything else. Now, with Fujin, for J Jack-o'-lantern, your best thing is to practice your wave dashes, especially with Fujin. Fujin has one of the best ones ever. And also too, focus on your Skywalker cancellations, like this, into grabs, or back up. Yes, please. Fujin both intimidates and intrigues me as far as picking him up. Okay, good. So, I mean, this is like just like the basic combo, but remember, if you don't time the back 1 1 2 1 2 correctly, he's gonna be stuck in this animation. He's gonna be stuck through the whole string, and then you're gonna either get flawless blocked or you're gonna get punished by a flying kick or something. So practice on doing back 1 2 1 2, and then cancel it into Skywalker. Now with Skywalker, you don't have to immediately go really fast during a string. Like, I know a lot of people like to do the forward 3 into Skywalker, but if you notice that if I try to do it really fast, it doesn't come out. So patience with doing the down up. You don't have to input everything, you know, so fast. Another thing too, when you're doing a string with Fujin, doing Skywalker but not amplifying it because they're blocking, always try to remember that you do have Skywalker cancels. Alright, they blocked that. Why isn't that done? So this is like your easiest thing to do, especially if you're not going to grab them. You could back up, because his standing one is, I mean, his back one is actually a long, it has good range. Let's just put it that way. Now, a lot of people, if you don't want to do the Skywalker, and you want to cancel it, but you want to push them back. Now, I don't have it in this variation, but I'll change it up to, what was it? I have the wind push because it reaches full screen instantly. But if you do have the needle and the crossbow, it can actually help you out really well with pushback or keeping pressure on your opponent. Now, with the warp needle, I don't suggest doing it spending too much on the amplify on block, because more times often than not they're going to read that right away and then you're going to get punished. But a lot of times when they're blocking, and I'm so bad with wave dashing too. I'm also super bad wave dashing. Oh, well, good. That's good. I like that. Not saying that I like that you guys don't know how to do it, but good thing I'm here. One thing to try to practice with it, I mean, you guys play on pad, I assume, correct? Just practice 4 forward, 4 forward block, 4 block, 4 block, 4 block, 4 block. Now, I can't do it on pad because I don't like using pad, but this is mainly how it is. Now, it is hard to do, but I suggest try to simultaneously doing forward block, forward block, forward block, forward block, or back block, back block, back block. But a lot of the times you got to start with forward, or you got to dash first. Now, if you have a hitbox, however, like I do, it's very simple for me to just do it like this. I mean, same thing with the a fight stick too. Like I like playing on my fight stick too. But that's why Fujin is really fun to master, because of the fact that, you know, if I get somebody at full screen, or I can just do, you know, like a Kung Lao, you know, dive kick to close the gap. Another good mix-up tool is 2-3-1. 2-3-1-2, sorry. Because a lot of times you can actually cancel this into anything. Ah, wow. But like I said, he's a really fun and solid character to lab. Because the high execution, you're gonna feel so good when you actually nail one of these combos down. So, okay, so I basically just gotta learn his Skywalker cancellations and wave dashing, and I'm good. Not necessarily just that. Practice all of his strings and practice what works for you. Like, practice everything on block first. That's mainly how I lab things. Like, I put any character I lab first, or like I start labbing with, I put him on block, and I put on the frame data. Now, I'm not saying the frame data is something you need to learn, but I'm saying, like, okay, that takes 13 frames to start up, so anything, you know, under that number, under 13, is going to beat this if we press the button at the same time. And I practice all of his moves on block. Yeah, but practicing this will actually help you a lot. But a good way to exercise your fingers for this character is doing this. Because this will actually teach muscle memory on how of canceling into Skywalker. But this character, he takes a lot of patience, like on and off line. You know what I'm saying? Because his movement, even though it may be fast, his strings are kind of slow. Like, for example, this. But if you time all of his things down correctly, you'll master him within like a couple days. I guarantee that. But yeah, that's mainly all Fujin is. Now I don't suggest like doing what I'm trying to do, like trying to do the amplified Skywalker into like a cancel, and then try to carry on the combo, because it's really hard to pick up your opponent like that. Because it to have more guaranteed damage, you got to do a little bit more than that. So that's why I have the Air Vortex one, because this can actually confirm your jump-ins. If you guys are interested in looking for a hitbox, they actually go for very cheap. You can actually, if you have a fight stick of your own, try go to arcadeshock.com. They can actually have conversion kits where you can do it yourself. This right here is a Hori fighting edge. This right here, there used to be a lever, and these were 30mm buttons. I mainly just took the panel off, connected a chip, and just put this hitbox panel on and just connected all the wires, and I'm done. That's all I had to do. Now they have like one for Obsidian. They have for even like a lot of Hori products that you just convert into a hitbox for like $60. But if you want to buy exclusive hitbox, like just an actual hitbox yourself, go to hitboxarcade.com. They go for $200, and I believe on eBay they have like customized ones where they're not exclusively from Hitbox, but they go for a lot cheaper, like maybe like $100 or so. Arcadeshock.com. Those are the people that gave me the conversion kit to convert my Hori Fighting Edge into a Hitbox controller. And if you want like an actual hitbox, it is hitboxarcade.com. I believe they're coming out with they're resupplying on a new product called the Cross Up, which I so desperately want. If anybody loves me that much, I would love to have one, but they're kind of like on supplies last, type of thing, so I can't really buy myself one. But a lot of people have been asking me, how is MK11 on Hitbox? I love this thing. I don't like playing on pad. I mean, sometimes I get a lot of misinputs when I play with the Hitbox, but my precision has never been so much better. Especially with someone like Fujin. My usual input timing is medium. Should I use short and just get used to it, or stay with what I am comfortable with? In any fighting game, stick to what you are comfortable with. The reason why I have mine on long is mainly because I can, with the input window timing at long, I'm able to buffer my moves. Like for example, if I didn't want to do this, I can actually buffer my hands to the point where I did back forward 1, but I wanted to do this. So even though 1+3 is the grab part of, or the grab version of this move, instead of doing this, I could just buffer it to the point where I'm just holding 1+3. You saw that? I'm gonna do back forward, then 1+3. Just play whatever you're comfortable with. If you're having trouble of like getting cancellations out, like like with Skywalker, I suggest putting it at long so you can have time to actually put in the actual input. Ooh! So, that's mainly all you need to know with Fujin. I'm trying to keep it like as low as possible when we're trying to like teach about these characters, because you don't want to sit here all day trying to think of like, oh well, like I need the full breakdown. If you want the full breakdown of this character, I suggest going to all these other pro players channels where they actually go in depth with the characters. I highly suggest just going to go watch them, because they can explain everything that you need to know directly and specifically than what I'm teaching you here. I'm just teaching you what's better to how to buffer his inputs a little bit more better and more easier, to the point where when you're labbing with him, you're not so damn stressed out. Hello, Iron Armor MK. How are you? So the longer the timing, the easier cancellation and stuff will be. Yes, because it's reading your inputs during the string itself. So, like I said, I don't necessarily have to force you and say that this is better, but I can honestly say that for me personally, like whenever I compete, whenever I lab, whenever I play Combat League, or when I did play Combat League, I usually just have it on long, because for me it allows me to buffer moves a little bit more easier, especially with doing things like, you know, down one into command grabs. I thought changing your input timing made button less responsive, or give it a delay, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, that's what. Hey, I don't blame you, because honestly, that's what I thought too. But it's mostly it's mostly with just the inputs of special moves, rather than just like the actual buttons. If you want something more down the lines of more of a responsive, like through your buttons of actually tapping into them, I suggest do not play wirelessly. I know it doesn't always work out for that case, but if you get like an aftermarket controller like an Astro C40, which I personally love, I really like using that controller, but it's always best to have your controllers wired, mainly because the actual, if any interference between, you know, the Bluetooth sensor of your controller to your console can actually mess it up. But if you play wired, you know, you don't have to worry about any of that. My inputs are on long as well. I understand people been also wanting to know about, who was it? About Johnny Cage's like 500% combo damage thing, the Fatal Blow cancel one. Now this did take me a while, and I'm telling you, this isn't a faint of heart type of combo. This is pretty tough, but I guarantee it, if you keep at it for like a good 3 hours, or maybe like an hour, I guarantee you will get it. Get it down perfectly to the point where you can use it willy-nilly online, I don't know. Okay, I've made sure I have my glasses thing in. Oh. So even if I'm playing with the normal PS4 pad and have my charger in it, it will reduce delay. Yes. No, it won't, because it's not connected directly into your PS4. Like if the cord is actually connected straight from your controller to the console, then yeah, it should be a direct link of reading your inputs. But if you're just like having like a normal, you know, charger into the wall into your controller, it's not gonna always gonna work like that. Yeah, so connecting directly to the PS4 into the pad will actually work. Oh, wow. One barometer for 424 damage. Whew! This took me a while. You can ask any of my, you know, FGC buddies, and they will tell you the same thing. This took me a while to learn. But like I said, keeping at something, and I don't know if you noticed it, of how many times I'm actually, you know, restarting it, the match. Even if I get it right, I'm still redoing it to make sure that I'm getting it right the second time or the first time. Any other characters that you guys might have a thought about that you've been thinking about picking up? You know, I've been putting work in with Jackie, upgraded Cabal. Cabal is a really good character to be labbing right now. He is high on that list. Shout out to Kerbalicious. Rain. Ooh, okay. Now, I do have to give this to you. In my personal opinion, as you know, a favorite, you know, not a favorite, but a lover of Mortal Kombat and a competitor of Mortal Kombat, I believe Rain needs some changes. He needs an overhaul in his moves. But if you were to ask me about, you know, which variation you should go with or what moves you should go with, always have, I would say, the tidal wave with the quantum slice, or maybe with the water ball and tidal wave, or the backdash cancellation. Excuse me. Mileena is very easy to lab with. You just gotta know what works on block. That's mainly it. You gotta know how to get in. She's very what is it called? She's very grounded. Like, she doesn't have any like weird gimmicks to her. That's what kind of makes her, like, people don't really like her that much. But she doesn't rely on gimmicks. She relies on, like, kind of like I would compare it to like a Street Fighter V character. She relies on hit confirms in order to, you know, carry on with the combo. So with this one, of course, you have this. You can cancel it. Now, in the corner, I mainly see people do this a lot. Oh. Now these are very tough to do. Down to follow-up combos. Ours should run Tidal Wave, Geyser Palm, and a Denian Force. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat while I'm doing this. There's a great ring, by the way, and a great guy to meet. Oh, okay. Main thing is that with Rain and the Geyser, doing the Geyser can have its benefits, but also its flaws, because considering his recovery frames is not always great. So let's try doing. I think this one has the Geyser in it. I'm not too sure. This doesn't have it. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the fire selection without me even. I'm sorry. But you said you had Geyser and Tidal Wave with a Denian Force. So the thing is with the Geyser, however, it's a really bad recovery frame, considering the fact that if you did it once and they break away, if you were trying to actually get him up in the air to the point where you wanted to that when they break away from this, you notice of that recovery frame right there, right? So, why did it turn on? There we go. So I'm 25 recovery frame. I don't like the fact to get a decent combo you need to dash up after amplifying the Geyser Palm. Yeah, so if you really want, because like Rain isn't necessarily a combo character per se. He does have good damaging combos. If you want to do more of like, you know, uninterrupted like flashy combos, have the Water Ball. The Water Ball is a good hit confirm move, especially when you're trying to cancel of back 2-1, back 2-1, and then once you see a back 2-1 actually connect, cancel into the Water Ball. And then you get, you know, a good combo punish. What mainly I like to use mostly a lot is this one. Is I have the Quantum Slice along with the that thing where I can absorb projectiles, and then the Tidal Wave, because this is why I like using Tidal Wave. So let's say you're putting pressure, bam, bam. Now with this string, you have 3 ways you could do it. You could do 1-3-4, which lands with the overhead. You could do 1-3-3, but that is a high, mid, high, so I don't know if we would actually use that. But you can actually do 1-3 into Tidal Wave, because they're gonna think you're gonna do the overhead, so they're gonna try to stand up, but you can get the low on them. Or you can actually do back 3, which is a low, into another low. It's fun to mix with if you're with the 1-3 strings. Yep, correct. What would you recommend to go along with the water ball? I would recommend Tidal Wave. Now, the reason why I have this and I have this is because this is a great punishing anti-air tool. This is amazing, and I'm surprised not many people are really using it. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. And the thing is, you can use it whenever you want to. One bar meter for 331 damage. That's why I like using it. And if you have the Edenian Force where you can actually do it where you are going vertically downwards, it's a good punishing tool because they're going to think to anti-air you. But they are sadly mistaken because of the fact that you can actually go straight down and you can actually slice backwards once you amplify it. That's what I love using the most, especially with characters who like to zone a lot. The crushing blow as well from the rift is slice. Yeah. So when somebody is trying to zone you out over and over again, whoa, what was that? That was weird. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I got hit. And plus two, this is really good on block. I mean, not if you're too close. So I don't recommend doing it too much. But it has amazing pushback. Now, you can do stuff like this, like things with a little bit more pushback. But in order to get like the full pushback, I highly suggest not doing this, but doing the tidal wave instead. The tidal wave will actually help a lot better. But a lot of the times you can actually get a good punish after amplifying if you go behind them, because that is still a mid. And they're going to think to try to punish you after you do the first slice, but you can actually delay it just a little bit. So, since we kind of hit the mark already, is there any other questions that anybody else might have before I go that you guys would like to know about a little bit more? Is a water ball the default one? Useful. The one I was just using, where if you amplify it, it captures them and you can bounce them or whatever. Is it useful? I believe so. yeah, just know that we do this every Sunday. Every Sunday, I think we're gonna start doing this from now on, unless you guys go to Twitter. This is my Twitter handle at Clutch Cupono. You can go on Twitter and actually tag me in something, DM me, ask me anything that you guys would like for me to go over on the next episode. If there's anyone specific that you want me to do a full breakdown of, or if you just want, you know, some basic terminology or things about the game that would make the game easier for you or easier for you to understand. We do, like I said, we do this every Sunday. Please check out fightclub.gg to find anybody. I understand the beta is out now. You can sign up for free, and you can actually, as you guys saw in the trailer, you can actually fight against anybody within Fight Club that you can get experience with, and maybe get your name out there. If you want to start competing, if you think you're good enough, you know, Fight Club is the best way to level up. That's my honest opinion. I trust. These are from my own words now. I hope NRS doesn't cancel me for this, but fightclub.gg is a more rewarding experience than anything in Combat League. And that is my honest truth. You're not going to learn anything in Combat League. Why? Because Combat League has a bunch of people that just want to win for skins. So they'll try to win in any way possible. They'll spam Shiva stomps, they'll spam zoning projectiles. They don't care. They just want the skins or whatever it may be. Or maybe they just like trolling people. You'll get a more rewarding experience at fightclub.gg. I can guarantee that, because I've been in there, and that I get better every time whenever I challenge somebody. I can be honest with that. But with that being said, I appreciate everyone that attended class today. I'm going to play the trailer for you one last time for fightclub.gg. Remember, if there's any questions that you guys may have, please tag me in it or DM me on Twitter. I already put it into the chat at Clutch Cupono. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys, you know, taking the time out to see me today and actually, you know, have these discussions. Shout out to everyone that asked a question. If I didn't get to your question, I humbly apologize. Kindly DM me and I'll make you the first one. All these questions are first come, first served, by the way. But yeah, if that will be it, I want you, if you're watching this pre-recorded on the YouTube channel, please, it would mean a lot. I mean, you don't have to. It would mean a lot if you guys subscribed and leave a comment below of what you guys are having trouble with in this game. And if you can, please take out your swords, you know, dab some motherfucking salt on it. And I want you to stab the crap out of that like button for me. That being said, I love all you guys, and remember to keep on fighting on.
Double high, so down two. Great call up there by Sonic. To the corner we go, and Fatal Blow is available. Had the mic go down. Put him in it. Put him in it. Face it out. And Sonic Fox becomes your Final Combat Mortal Kombat 11 champion.
We believe gamers from home deserve an open platform as big as those on the road. With more events moving online, a better system is needed to give casual and professional players a place to showcase their talent. The communities of Mortal Kombat Online and the Mortal Kombat subreddit are joining together to create a better way for players to compete online. Introducing Fight Club, a revolutionary new way for gamers to challenge one another in Mortal Kombat 11, with automatic analysis of all matches streamed via Twitch on your PlayStation or Xbox. With the Mortal Kombat Online mobile app, send challenges directly to any player of your choosing with complete crossplay and cross-generation support. Compete in ranked sets with the ability to earn placement on our global leaderboards. Mortal Kombat subreddit members receive exclusive integration with special flair and season support to determine who is the best combatant. Fight Club puts the character tier list debate to rest, providing real-time updates. See which character will provide you the best option of defeating your opponents. Fights analyzed in minutes, providing players with their own tailored profile. Matches are streamed live 24 hours a day on MortalKombatOnline.com and on Fight Club TV. Verified streamer support available for well-known content creators on Twitch. Find matches on Discord quickly with a dedicated challenge pool and other matchmaking options. The Fight Club public beta at fightclub.gg. Register today. It's in a league of its own.